like this. So once again, we're welcome, Robert. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Now, this is a relatively new item, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you can buy trackers out there in the market, but the thing that's put most people off is the fact that you need a subscription, you have to pay monthly, they're normally a lot more expensive than this. And this is a brilliant solution for somebody who wants a tracker. Maybe it's for their vehicle, maybe it's for a person in terms of kids maybe going backpacking.
Sure.
Things like this, and we can go into the applications for it. But it's just a really, really easy solution. It works in a very, very coordinated way with a mobile phone.
Right, okay.
So instead of using a call centre where you have to phone up and pay premium rate calls, all you do is you buy a SIM card.
Yeah.
Any pay-as-you-go SIM card.
Yeah, sure.
Pop it inside the unit.
Yeah.
And then the item that you want to track, your car, etc., you leave this in that, powered on, and then if you want to find out the location of that item, you just send it a text.
And it will then text back to you with the GPS coordinates, which is why something like Google Maps really comes into its own. We'll give you a demonstration of that in just a couple of seconds. So let's talk about where this could be a real boon for you. So the idea is, I'll talk to you exactly what it is that you are getting. You're getting the main unit itself, and we'll talk you through how easy that is to operate, and it is incredibly easy to operate. So this is what you keep inside your car. This is maybe what you give to your kids, maybe, to put in their backpacks, for example, or their rucksacks, or if they're going to school. If maybe you've got elderly relatives, or maybe you've got relatives that you want to keep an eye on, that's the wrong word, but you want to track exactly where they are. Obviously, let them know exactly what you're doing. Make sure that they're safe if they're going hiking or skiing. In fact, we were talking before the show, and you were saying that a lot of companies that run walks up in kind of like the Lake District, Peak District.
Yeah, we've had the search and rescue people contact us, and what they're thinking of doing is buying a load of these and actually hire them out to walkers.
Yep.
So that, you know, they can be tracked if there's a problem, snow's coming, bad weather, etc.
But let's talk about when it comes to vehicles. Now, again, with vehicles, there are lots of systems out there. There's lots of different securities that you can buy for your vehicle. But to be able to track where your vehicle is if it's not where you expect it to be, or you just make sure it is where you left it, then this could certainly be well worth going for. I'm also thinking another use for that could be if you don't remember where you parked it. And you laugh, some people do
multi-storey car park.
Multi-storey car park, for example. You think, I've done that. I remember one time I was in London, I left it outside the station. I thought I'd left it outside the house. I came out, my car's gone. I was just on the verge of calling the police. Then I remembered. This allows you to keep an idea of exactly what's going on. Now, within the kit, what you are getting, now this is a unit that you can recharge at home. You're getting a USB that allows you to do that. Obviously, you can recharge it whilst it's in the car as well. Now, we're also getting headphones. Now, why do we need headphones for something like this?
This is an extra feature that we've incorporated into the product. You actually can use it as a mobile phone as well.
Right.
So that if you're out and you get lost, etc., you can actually press, what we have is an SOS button on here.
OK, yeah.
Now, that SOS button can be programmed in with either the emergency services or your best friend or whoever.
Yeah.
And if you press that button, it will send them a text.
Right,
and basically say to you, help me.
Right, OK.
And then afterwards, it will send another text, and it will actually give that person the coordinates of where you're at.
Right, OK.
And then after that, you can press it again, and it will then contact them, and you can actually have a conversation with the person.
Oh, I see. And, of course, that's allowed because, obviously, you've got the SIM card in there. Now, I mean, SIM cards, goodness gracious me, they've come down in price. And remember, when it comes to sending back that information of where you are, it's only using a text message. You can get SIM cards, some of the mobile phone operators offering them for free. There is only one exception in terms of what you can't use, and that's the 3 network. But like O2, Virgin, T-Mobile, Orange, Tesco, any of that, no problem whatsoever. So let's give you a scenario, shall we? Now, we've actually got... Now, you've got one of these in your car, haven't you?
In the car park.
In the car park, just outside here.
Yeah.
OK. So let's say, for example, your car went missing and you wanted to find out exactly where it was. Or a more nicer example, you maybe just want to find out exactly where your car is. We want to prove to you how easy this is to work. So, you've got this set up in your car. How can you find where your car is?
You go into your phone, you go to the area where you would send the text.
Yeah.
You send a text with a big W letter.
Yeah.
You then send your password,
and
we've set the password up as 6 noughts.
OK.
And then you send another couple of letters, and it just literally sends you a text back.
So it'll send that text back to you, and it will give you information which you could then use to track it. So could you do that right now? So yours is outside in the car park.
Yeah.
So you're now going to send a text to your receiver, which is set up in the car. Okay. Now, whilst you're doing that, let me just give you the details once again. Now, I'm presuming you know how to send a text. And don't forget, all full instructions are included within this as well. You are bypassing the need for call centres. You are bypassing the need for subscription-based services. This is simply using mobile phone technology and also that GPS. It's the same systems that satellite navigation systems use. It's the same systems that military use as well. So it really is cutting-edge technology. But what's good about it, it is there if you ever need to find out where your car is. But also, I think if you're a parent, if you've got grandkids, you've got nieces or nephews, you want to be able to find out exactly where they are, you'll be able to do it with this. Now, you've also got another really, really clever feature on this as well, is that you can actually track how fast that vehicle is moving. So imagine this. If maybe you've got a younger member of the family who've recently passed their test and they're borrowing your car, and you say to them, right, don't speed, don't go over the speed limit, and they say, oh, no, I'm not, you can actually find out where they are, and it will tell you the average speed that they're travelling as well.
You can set that speed, so you can actually say, right, you mustn't go over 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And as soon as they go over 60 miles an hour, you will get a text that tells you that they've gone above that level of speed.
See, again, it's extra peace of mind, isn't it? There's also another feature on here as well, isn't there, which is a parameter.
Geofencing.
Right.
So, say you left your car at Heathrow Airport and the tracker's in there, and somebody unfortunately steals the car. You can set it so that if it goes within, say, 20 metres, 100 metres, whatever you set, it will send you a text. So you know, and then you can phone the authorities and have it tracked.
So if, for example, you've left your car in a car park and it suddenly starts to move, you will then get a text straight away. So that means, as you said, you can then act on that information. So again, it's extra peace of mind as well. But listen, let's show this exactly how it works. Now, this is really, really impressive. So you've sent a text. Now, your receiver, which is in your car, will then send a text back to your mobile phone. Okay, so what will appear on the text?
So on the text, we've got latitude and longitude.
Okay.
And also the speed that the car is travelling,
so
which in this case is 0.
Okay, so it's not moving, that's a good sign. And then we've also got the details of the latitude and longitude. Now, not anyone I know can actually remember latitude and longitude and know exactly where that is. That's where free programmes like Google Maps or Google Earth really, really come into their own. So we've now got this, we've now got it focused on Paris in France. So you can get to a computer, a lot of people have this on their mobile phone as well. You are able to input the GPS coordinates, and it will take us to where that receiver, ergo, where our car is, or where that person is.
Exactly.
Okay, fine. So how do we do that?
Okay, so you put the numbers in the order that they give them to you.
Sure.
On the screen.
Okay, fine. So once we put that in, then we'll simply hit enter, and it will then draw it directly across. Now, think about this in terms of peace of mind. It is one of the most effective burglar deterrents that I can think of. Of course, we put a lot of pride into our cars. Think about your mobile home. Think about any vehicle that you own. But think about your loved ones as well. I mean, let's say, for example, that maybe your youngsters are going away on a trip, for example. Maybe they're going travelling. You could give them this, and then at any time that you chose to, obviously let them know you're doing it. It's not a spying device, but let them know that you're doing it, and then you will always be able to find out exactly where they are. Now, I've always said this, I don't have kids, but I believe if I did have kids, they would have a mobile phone. I think the debate of like, oh, spoilt society, or do kids need mobile phones, I think it's redundant now. But this allows you to have that technology so that you're instantly able to tell exactly where they are. It used to be, I think on television, didn't it, at the end of certain shows, certainly over in America, it's 10 p.m, do you know where your kids are? Well, with this system, you know exactly where they are. So we've input the information, latitude and longitude. Okay.
We'll press the enter.
Okay.
And we see where Google Earth takes us.
So it then's taking us up to, there we go, into the middle. Now go across, and there is the aerial view of Ideal World. And we can zoom in a little bit further from there, can't we? So we start to move in, there we go. And
got the car park.
There is our car park. And that is where...
Hopefully my car is still...
your car is still there. How incredible is that? That's really, really impressive. I mean, first of all, I mean, you know, the Google Maps, that's free. You can get that on any computer. You can download it. That's completely free. But to be able to locate your property, your car, your vehicles, or your loved ones, I think that's absolutely superb.
And all for the price of a text.
Yes.
You know, you can buy a pay-as-you-go text. Maybe you pay £10 to top it up.
Yeah.
And thereafter, the text 10 pence,
Yeah.
in some cases, you know, less than that. So, you know, it's something that you haven't got to keep on shelling out money for on an ongoing basis.
No, absolutely.
Once you've bought it, that's it.
I think a lot of people like the idea of having systems like this, but it has been prohibitive in terms of cost. This is a very, very cost-effective alternative that we've got for you here. All you are paying for is the machine and any future texts as well. Now, hopefully, you're not going to need to send too many, but when you do need it, if that text costs you 10 pence or something like that, it's going to be absolutely worth it, isn't it? So, great for on the person.